For those of you who do not know, I do a lecture in IIT Mumbai, which is titled "Don't Listen to Your Parents," and that I'm just giving you as a background for what I'm going to tell you going forward. A friend of mine asked me to meet his daughter, and it is something which I do quite normally. I meet younger people. That's the audience for my book anyway. So, and I talk to them generally about life and things like that. So this is not exactly a spring chicken. So I was sent to talk to her. I know her very well, in the sense that I know her for a very long time. I wouldn't say I know her very well. Not exactly spring chicken. She's let me tell you the questions that I asked, and then I'll tell you her age. So I was asking her that what are your future plans? What kind of work do you like to do? What do you want to do, right? Are you planning to get married and settle down? When are you buying a house? Typical questions which a parent wants to ask, and wants to ask the kid at maybe 20, 21, and the kid just shrugs and says, I have no clue what I'm going to do in my life. So, but this is not exactly spring chicken. She was about 34 years of age, and I know her for a very long time because I attended the parents' wedding. So I know her, technically I know her for all the 34 years of her life. But obviously I know as much as she has shared and as much her father has shared about her. So that's all I know, right? So I don't really know much more than that, and there was no need to know much more than that also, right? So I was asking her some simple questions like, what are you planning to do? What are your future plans? When do you plan to buy a house? Are you planning to get married and settle down? And I found myself very odd because I could identify more with her than with her father, who is my friend, maybe slightly elder to me, but yeah, he's my friend, and his wife is my friend. So they had asked me to do this survey on her, and well, nothing was coming forward. I mean, she was not saying anything. She was just saying, why can't I just be, right? So I don't see there is a great hurry to commit, right? This is, I would call a commitment phobia, because here you are 34 years of age, and you've not decided much on your career. She's been going here and there. It's not that she's not earning good money. She's earning decent money. She earns about 18-20 lakhs is the CTC, as her father told me. So about 20 lakhs CTC is a good salary at 34. Maybe it could be higher, but it was not a bad salary for sure. Let's put it that way. 20 lakhs CTC, so she must be getting about 1.25 lakhs at least, or 1.35 lakhs per month in hand, or maybe more. So she was able to live reasonably well. She was living in a different city. I'm not talking about the city and all here. So in a different city, and she was working, and she was staying with another girl. Two of them were sharing a flat. It was a 2 BHK. Yeah, I think it was a 2 BHK, and so she had a room to herself. But when somebody went, like if her parents went, they would stay in a hotel, and she would go and visit them, rather than they couldn't stay in this house. So, but it was enough for her, and she was not spending too much, nor was she investing too much. So her money was, I have no clue where her money was going. So I asked her, probed about that also, saying, what about your retirement? When will you retire? Because there are many people who come to me who say, I want to retire at 39. So this girl had only 5 years to go. But she was not very sure what kind of career options she had and things like that. And then I realized how incompetent I was to even conduct this meeting. I had no clue whether she wanted to get married at all, and it was none of my business to ask her that. She was very clear that she was not going to commit to a house, because she was anyway going to inherit a damn decent house in Mumbai from her parents. So she was not interested, and she was the only daughter, right? So she was not in a hurry to buy a house. She was not in a hurry to get married. She was not in a great hurry to choose her career also. She had done she got some educational qualifications, reasonably good educational qualifications, and like I said, 20 lakh CTC is what her father told me. So it could be a slightly oldish figure. So maybe she's at 25 lakh CTC or 27 lakh CTC, whatever. So then I realized that many of these people consider themselves kids yet, because they don't want to commit to a house, they don't want to commit to a retirement plan, they don't want to commit to a marriage, they don't want to commit even to a career. In fact, their life starts and ends with buying a lot of things. So the mother sits at home and receives a lot of parcels every week, every month. And they have somebody who takes care of the electricity bill, somebody who takes care of the food bill, the kitchen is full. Even if you ask them to pay rent, I think they would pay rent also, but would they want to go live on their own and live well? I really don't know. I mean, so I asked her about her food, where very little work gets done in the kitchen. Mostly it is ordered out, and the city in which she stays, ordering out is not very difficult. I think Swiggy and Zomato has made it easy today in any part of the country, at least, for you to be able to organize food by just making a phone call. So there was no great pressure to run the kitchen, but her friend was a good cook, and so she was running the kitchen better. Not that this girl was a bad cook, but she was too lazy to cook every day. So I'm asking all of you maybe a question. How many of today's younger people, I mean younger means younger than me, so I'm 60, so anybody in their 30s, I'm not talking of people in their 40s and 50s, but top people in their late 20s and 30s. How many really want to run a house the way our generation thought we should run? You should get married, you should have children, children should go to school, and you should be cooking at least twice a day, if not 4 times a day, right? So that is what, that is how we lived our lives. So my wife, after 15 years or 17 years of work life, when we had a kid, she decided that she will give up her job, and well, that's what happened. But today, are people willing to commit to that? Are boys willing to commit to that? Are girls willing to commit to that? I really don't know, right? So traditionally, will they put money in a retirement plan? Will they put money in buying a house and paying an EMI? I really don't know. I don't have an answer to any of these things. So imagine going back to the father and saying, I think she's cool. She doesn't want to make any of those major commitments which you had made, because I remember her mother would have had a 12-year-old, 13-year-old kid by the time the mother was 34. And here was a girl who is not wanting to commit and not wanting to do something, but she was cool by her standard. That's what she wanted. So, if you can get what you want in your life. But she was not even sure about that. She was not sure what career she wants. She was not sure that she is not going to get married. She was only sure that she was not going to buy a house. At least she was not clear to buy a house, because she didn't know which city she was going to live. So, and she said, anyway in Mumbai I have a house, so whenever I need a house, I will buy or I will sell that house. But she had one thing to worry about. Her grandmother was alive, so her father is about 62, 63, her grandmother is about 90 or 87, 88 maybe. So she could live another 5-10 years, maybe she died 98 or something. So by the time you really need a house, will your house be available? Your parents will be there in that house, so are you willing to live with your parents? So these are questions to answer for many of these kids. Do whatever you want, but have the clarity that you will do what you want. Don't worry about what others think. So here I was going back to my friend and saying, look, she is cool about what she is doing. There is nothing for you to worry about, and she may not live the way you lived, the traditional way. So people are scared, whether they will have boyfriends, whether they'll bring boyfriends home, or whether they'll have girlfriends, will they bring girlfriends home. So those are the worries, I think, on the life side, whether they want to get married. And on the other side, they're also worried that why are they not committing to a retirement plan? Why are they not committing to a house? Because that will force them to. But some of these children don't want to, because they say, if I don't like my boss, if I don't like the work and I just quit, then what do I do? And I understood while talking to her that I don't even know that many of these professions exist, right? So digital marketing, SEO, cyber security, right? All those kind of jobs which people have an option. We did not have those options. So here I am, 60 years of age, perfectly incompetent to guide you on relationships, on jobs, on careers, on any of those things. I only know finances, so I would I would stick to that rather than go and ask them these kind of questions. What are they going to do? Because they can do whatever they want.